Google Docs are great and definitely underused. This video is going to talk about tools and tips with Google Docs that are maybe new or maybe you just don't know. We're going to cover the pageless options, how to insert drop downs, emoji responses, table of contents, hyperlinking, and voice typing and citation. Let's jump to that companion document once again. In our companion document, you're going to go to the Docs section and you're going to be able to click on this drop down and add any of your notes here for the 6 things we're going to cover. This video is going to go kind of quickly, so feel free to pause anytime you need to and rewatch it as many times as you would like. To access Google Docs, you can go into your Drive, hit the new sign, and find the docs right here. You can also type in a new browser, doc.new, to access and pull up a brand new Google Doc. We're going to start with the pageless option. Under File, you will find an option for page setup. What's new is you can now go pageless in your Google Docs, making no page breaks in between, which is great if you're doing online activities. You don't have the line break from one page to the next. You would just select pageless. You can even change the background color of the document if you like and hit OK. Now that you've done that, the page is kind of more like a website than an actual document. Something else that's kind of new in Google Docs is the drop-down. To access drop-downs, you're going to go to Insert, and there is a drop-down feature. They have some pre-made drop-downs, like maybe you're doing a project, and students are going to give you the status of where they are in that project. But you can also create your own drop-downs. Under Insert, find Drop-down, and select New Drop-down. Here, you could even give your students an option for multiple choice questions, project status, feedback, anything. You would just give it a name here and then give them different options. You can change the color by hitting the down arrow and picking a color from the pre-selected ones, or going to customize and grabbing any color that you want. This will change the color of the button, but then you can also change the color of the text if you want by toggling on here. It's kind of giving you a preview here so you can see what you like and what you don't like. So that's kind of a really fun option, changing your colors, and of course you can change out the text here. This is really neat to use in a lot of different ways. You might do that by inserting a table, and then maybe you have this as a graphic organizer, and then the drop downs that you're going to give students as options, you're going to put them here in the table, and you can just copy and paste it to kind of continue that. Maybe you don't want it on the side, you can delete that, anything you want. You can insert more rows in your column and it'll default it there. If you want them to kind of fill up more of the space, you would just increase the size of the text. Let me do that again. You would increase the size of the text and it'll make the button kind of bigger there. So that's pretty cool of how you add drop downs here in Google Docs. Another fun thing are emojis. So you can go over here to insert an emoji, and then it pulls up the emoji box here, which is really neat. Maybe you're kind of giving students some emoji or icons for them to tell a story or create a story with. Again, that's an insert, an emoji. Everything you can do, students can do too. Then if you want them larger, you would just select them and go over here and let's increase the size to make them larger. Some other fun things you can do with emojis on your computer, you can hit Windows and the period, and then it pulls up that emoji options as well. And then a third cool thing about emojis is students can actually select some information and they can leave emoji comments, right? Reactions. So you have the comment, the reaction, a suggested edit. So they could react to a question that you have or a peer or a story. If they're like peer editing stories, they can emoji respond to them, which is really fun. Kids love emojis. I don't care if they're kindergartners or 12th graders. If you throw in some emojis, they're going to really enjoy that. Now, every good Google Doc has a table of contents so people can jump through it pretty easily. Let me show you how to do that. Let's say you were making a project guide for students. you would add the text there, and then you would select the text, and then come up here where it says normal text, and you would change that into a title. Changing that into a title, now you can see it over here on the outline, creating that table of contents. And then maybe if we wanted to add another section under that table, and this could be our emoji story. So here people can jump between the document and kind of use that table of contents to help them navigate the document. I think that's definitely underused. It's not new, but it is a great tool to use when you're interacting with docs. We also were going to cover hyperlinking. I covered hyperlinking in drawing as well, so I'm just going to go pretty quickly. You would just select a text or a couple of texts that you want, and you're looking for that insert link option. That's going to open up the option for you to add any of your other Google kind of files, but also search from the web. So maybe you wanted to give them a WeVideo activity, and you could actually just type in, if I could spell, wevideo.com, and it'll actually add the website right there without you having to copy and paste that. So hyperlinking is really cool, and you can do that in almost all the Google options where hyperlinking is available. It's the insert link option, and then you type in what you want, and it'll actually pull it from the web. You can grab that YouTube link right from the web without copying and pasting. Pretty cool, and that is a pretty new feature. The last thing I was going to talk about for Google Docs today is about voice typing. A lot of people don't know that you can voice type right within a Google Doc. You would go to Tools, and then you see the option for voice typing. A side tip is you can also translate the document. If you have students that need to see your document in another language, you can do that right here with the native tools in Google. Selecting voice typing and then clicking on the microphone, you should see it typing right when you talk. But what's cool is if you want to add some punctuation, you have to actually say the punctuation, like exclamation point. Check it out. To stop the voice typing, you just turn that microphone off, and you have everything that you just heard right there on the screen. Finally, every English teacher out there is gonna want to talk about citations or bibliographies. There's actually a built-in citation tool in Google Docs as well. Let's say students were researching about the assassination of Abraham Lincoln. They have this web-based link that they're using, and here they want to cite it. They would go into Tools and Citations. They could choose their format, MLA or APA. Once they do that, they would add the citation source and the source type. This is a website. They would insert the link right here, or they could cite manually if you want them to do that. It walks them through what's there, what's missing, any other data or information that you might have, you can put it in, but it'll actually cite that right for you within the text. So the in-text citation, which I know our English teachers are going to love. So you can add in citation resources and put it into the text like that. A pretty cool tool in Google Docs. I hope you enjoyed checking out what's new in Docs with some tools and tips of pageless options, drop-down, emoji responses, table of contents, hyperlinking, and the voice typing and citation tools that are native to Docs. Check out the next video for classroom integration ideas.